Welcome back to 30 days of yoga. Today we're going to go over tabletop position and cat-cow. Now this is a great move for getting space in your spine and just finding a little bit of movement with the breath, opening up the spine, opening up the chest and moving through the hips and the tailbone. So first of all, we're going to come to our tabletop position. Spreading the hands really wide, the hands are going to be directly underneath the shoulders. So really find this line, bones stacking on bone, and the knees are directly underneath the hips. The knees are going to be hip width distance apart, so no wider, no narrower, directly under the hips, and the toes are untucked. So press the tops of the feet into the mat, spread the fingertips really wide. In fact, we'll bring all of the fingertips off the mat. Now from this space, you're just on the heels of the hands. Can you press down your baby finger, your little finger? Spread the fingertips wide, come to your ring finger, press that into the mat. Spread again, place the middle finger down, and spread to the index finger and then thumb. So you're really webbing the hands as wide as you can, as if you feel like each finger is being pulled in a different direction. Now press your hands into the mat, press the tops of the feet back in. Allow this strong tabletop to become the base of your pose, of your movement. So strong and connected. Now just tuck your tailbone ever so slightly. So maybe you're landing here and you just want to tuck the tailbone. The pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, is starting to engage. So just like we practiced 2 days ago, just start to lift that all the way up. Pelvic floor is lifting. Travel this line of energy up towards your navel. Draw the navel towards the spine. Front ribs are hugging in. The heart has an ever so slight lift forward and the gaze is just slightly forward of the hands. Shoulder blades are rolling down the back. Neck is nice and long. In fact, let's just give the neck just a little bit of movement rather than just being completely rigid here. So this is our strong tabletop. From this space, we're going to start to move the breath and the spine. So on an inhale, coming to our cat-cow, we're going to start to roll the shoulders down the spine. So first, find that space. As you inhale, drop the belly, draw the tailbone towards the ceiling, roll the shoulders down the spine, neck stays long, and the gaze just slightly lifts. The heart is reaching forward. This is our cow pose. As you exhale, press into the hands, press into the tops of the feet and the knees, and start to round the spine, tucking the tailbone. The navel is drawing all the way in towards the spine, and the shoulder blades are really broadening. This is our cat pose. So just like you see a cat stretching, let the head be nice and heavy, space for the neck. And start to move through your inhales and exhale, moving through this pattern. So rolling the shoulders, as you inhale, send the heart forward, belly drops, gaze lifts, heart lifts, tailbone reaches towards the ceiling. As you exhale, press into the hands and the feet, round through the spine, really finding this broadening across the shoulder blades. Inhale, roll the shoulders, belly drops, heart reaches forward. Tailbone lifts, face is nice and soft. Exhale, press into the hands, really keeping this foundation, this spreading of the fingertips all the way through the mat. And just moving through a few more of these. Inhale, rolling the shoulders, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze, moving through your cat-cows. Exhale, press into your foundations around the spine. So really starting to own your breath in this space a little. Inhale, roll the shoulders. Keep your breath as long as each movement. And as you exhale, really find your tailbone tucking, navel drawing, rolling all the way through. And you might notice that you've got a lot of space to work with here, or maybe you don't. So how can you really use your breath to find more for you? Whatever it feels like for you in your body, just find this space, breath, movement, and start to ease into this control. And we'll take one more together. So roll the shoulders, lift the heart on your inhale, belly drops. And as you exhale, really pressing into the hands and the feet, rounding the spine, really broadening across the shoulder blades here. And we'll come all the way back through center, back to our tabletop. And just allowing the hands to keep spreading wide for something more to come. So just think about that from this pose to future poses. But for now, we're going to leave our tabletop here. So bring your weight all the way back to the heels. Release the hands. If you started to feel that in the wrists already, just roll through the wrists a little bit. And then release the hands all the way back down. And that is our tabletop and cat-cow practice for today.